Toastmaster, fellow guests, fellow members and honoured guests. Just ask if you can hear me. I've got a bit of a cough, so I'll start coughing. I'm just a little bit of water. Well, thanks very much for your introduction. And Madam Toastmaster, thank you so much for introducing some of us to Google. For those of you that aren't aware, it will be interspersed into my talk this evening. So you're once on the wagon. You've heard how easy it is. Every time you switch on your computer on, you're wondering, why can't I do something like this? 2 students make $1.6 billion in a little over a year. Why can't I? The problem that we keep thinking is, are there any more fresh ideas left out there? I'm afraid that I'm not going to be going into that tonight. But hopefully one day when you have that epiphany, this might make it a little bit easier to turn that big idea into a reality. Tonight, I'd like to talk to you about something that I do every day. It may not be the next Google, but regardless of your ideas, it's going to make it a little bit easier for you to play in that space. I'd like to tell you a little bit more about running a successful online business. The plan. All good things usually start with a plan. An online business is no different. While your epiphany might make perfect sense to you, it does not necessarily mean that other people will understand it or that anyone might risk helping you achieve or turn that big idea into a reality. Communicating your idea properly is the single most important task you'll ever have to accomplish. Without that, there is little chance that it will ever be more than that, just an idea. The second most important part is research. So you want to sell pink poodles online. I guess you haven't heard of pinkpoodles.com. That's right. Sometimes even the most extreme of ideas have already been done. Does this mean you can't? Of course not. It just means maybe you need to do it better than the person before. There's no doubt that in-depth analysis can really help ascertain if your idea will ever take off, if you're ever likely to be able to compete with the big boys out there. The third important part, capital. Sadly, unless you're one of the lucky few, you're going to need to find someone to help you turn your idea into reality. Even though unless you're one of those Renaissance characters, what we in the industry refer to someone who has both left and right brains, so you're able to design, develop, and bring all of those ideas together, it's likely that you're going to have to find someone with some deep pockets. It's more than likely to get help with professionals out there, and I'm afraid that we don't come to you. There are many options to pursue to find funding for your idea. Ultimately, if you maintain the belief and commitment, you're far more likely to succeed than fail. Networking. I'm not talking about cables. Regardless of where you are in the world, or how niche your business idea is, it still remains one of the most indispensable tools for any business. Through the forums, blogs, and chat rooms all over the internet, like-minded individuals are getting together and forging new relationships, which often flourish into wildly successful businesses. Technology. I'm what you might call a bit of a techie. I take the business needs of the business and translate them into applications and technology solutions. Now, it doesn't really matter whether you're a Microsoft fan or an open source geek. At the end of the day, most of these solutions will deliver on your ideas. It's usually more about what you're prepared to pay that makes a big difference. So, don't let your friends, colleagues, or co-workers stifle your ideas with complex geek talk about this widget and that thingamabob. By approaching a few decent development companies out there, you're likely to find something within your budget. Content, content, content. Whether you're a news portal or the next Amazon, you're going to need content. Content is what drives the internet, and it's what's going to draw your your clients. I could spend hours talking about this, but ultimately, you're going to have to go there and make your mark. This is where the idea should stand on its own, so I'm going to leave this up to you. One of the final parts, of course, is marketing, and specifically online marketing. While marketing plays its ever-important role in business, online marketing really, never before have we seen so many people gathering together in a certain place where you can bring your product to them in one go. In conclusion, this brings me to the end of my brief overview of online business. There's so much more I could tell you. There's so much more that people around you could tell you. I hope this outline will help you understand a little more about what goes into starting and running your own online business. As you would have realized, it's not a whole lot different to any other traditional business. So what are you waiting for? Go for it.
Yay.